It's 1961. The world has finally torn itself apart. From the east, the Japanese Empire has unleashed more than 1,000 ICBMs, turning the skies over southern England into hellfire. Under Vladimir III's empire, cracks widen, resistance increases, cities riot, generals whisper. The order keeps coming in. Push westwards, secure the continent before the Americans turn up. Prove the empire still breathes, and secure a peace. So welcome to The Sun Shining on the World, a alternate history scenario mod. What if the Axis won World War II? Alright, my name is Darth Marcus and we're going to be playing some Japan. Right, we're into Japan. The sun shining on the world. So here's the lore, guys and gals, if you want to read it. I'll be scrolling down, so there you go. We're led by Kenkichi Yoshizawa. We have the Imperial Diet place where we've got various things. Like House of Peers, Parliament, blah de blah de blah, democracy stuff. We start with Yoshizawa's speech to the Diet. A new year is upon us. By winning the battle against the American giant, our empire acquired Southeast Asia, one of the world's most resource-rich areas, as well as a solid position of leader of the co-prosperity sphere. However, the economy is worsened due to the tremendous wartime debts incurred by the Great East Asian War. We're also going to neglect our population and build missile silos everywhere, so I'll just be a minute, guys. We're also going to make sure we, put some missile silos in North Korea. I'm sure they'll come in handy, a bit later down the line. So research, we have ICBMs. I love this thing about this mod. 50 mils. I'm going to just sort out my mil tab. I'll be a second, guys. We got some history there if you want to read it. Some more history. I'm tired of reading. Alright, so we have Puyi in Manchuria, and we have Guzhou in China under the authoritarian democracy. We have Vietnam as puppets. We got the Chinese-led Vietnam Dang Quoc. Yeah, the world is a mess, I won't lie. You got Stalin in Soviet Russia. We don't have Stalin in Soviet Russia. Few different leaders here. I won't be going into too much detail because I believe I covered it in my past videos, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave, I'll leave it on the end screen at the end of the video. Alright, so we got Yoshizawa's speech. Citizens, the Empire is now at a critical juncture. Victory in the Great East Asian War took the world by storm. As the main power of Eastern Asia, the Empire bears a heavy responsibility to promote co-prosperity among the nations. Will actively invest and support our allies. Okay. So just basic politician stuff which never happened. I just went to my spy agency. Who is this? Yeah, India is a hot mess. There's a lot of wars going on here. And everyone is dying. Even Patain just died. What is wrong with everybody? So we got Summit Agenda 1950. We're not in 20,000. We're not in 2000s, guys. It's fine. So now it's time to debate. So we're going to do debates. We're going to talk to the Zaibatsus. The Zaibatsus essentially are people who own a bunch of industry in Japan, and they're quite powerful. Oh, Ulta's being attacked by the resistance. But it's being shot in Zella near Hanover. Yeah, I guess I will send help to the Mongolians because I don't like seeing my fellow Mongolian comrades to struggle. So there you go. So I did have to re-record this, guys, by the way, because the recording got corrupted. I do not know why, but it got corrupted. A bit of it anyway, not all of it. So I am having to redo quite a bit of this. Trucking to Ulaanbaatar. Actually, I think we're already in Ulaanbaatar. Where even is? Oh, Ulaanbaatar's over there. Okay. The Empire of Japan became Asia's superpower after winning the Great East Asia War. With it became the necessity to be deeply involved in politics, economy, and military affairs of the countries of the region, and to work towards co-prosperity. Yoshizawa almost fainted when he saw the amount of reports he received from Shigeru Yoshida, a skilled diplomat and the current foreign minister. They were documented 500 pages each, one for every nation in the Great East Asia prosperity sphere. I'd say it's about 10, so it's about 5,000 pages. Manchuria and Mongolia were the lifelines of the Japanese expansion into the continent, finally showing the results of the investment. Industrialization progresses rapidly, so that's great. But we still got resistance from the CCP, led by Hyun and Kim Il-sung. Yeah, the Kim family is still alive, guys. Who'd have thought, eh? We've got reports from Indonesia, from President Sukarno, as territory disputes with the Australian Mandate Papua New Guinea. So that is this place over here, Papua New Guinea. The plot from Thailand, so we got anti-government agents in Thailand. And yeah, Vietnam's in a hot mess with the communists, I believe, and we got, I don't know if Pol Pot's still alive, but yeah, we got Ho Chi Minh League and some other Lao stuff, all anti-Japanese communists and things and whatever. After the war between the Soviet Union and Japan broke out in 1941, in the peace treaty, the Soviet Union gave up the Far East. The White Russians who fled to Manchukuo went to the Far East to resettle there. So we got trade negotiations with Vietnam, sure. Yeah, so the Communist Mongolese War is almost over. So it's gonna be over in just a few. Okay. I mean, they're both bad. I guess I just won't get involved. I was going to support, you know, China, but yeah, I don't think I will get involved. But yeah, the Philippines has just joined our faction. That's pretty nice to have. Why do we have to spawn up here? Why do we have to spawn up here? You just spawned me to death. I'm recalling my troops. Oh, Papa War. Okay. So it looks like we need to support our brothers in Papua New Guinea. I will form my units. Second American Civil War. Alright, we have arrived. Alright, they're about to take the Papua New Guinea capital in like 20 hours. Should cut off the supply in the north. There we go. The end of the Pao Paoan War. I wish it lasted a bit longer, because it lasted longer last time. It lasted ages last time. Policy for New Guinea, so we did this, head office. Meeting the real leaders. The House of Peer is a non-partisan institution which opposes the formation of parties within itself. Those leading the charge of non-alignment are the Jushin, the senior vassals. Powerful group included figures like Lord Keeper and Privy Seal Koichi Kido. Time has come. We made ample preparations for the House of Peer amendment, including a public appeal in addition to manoeuvring with the House of Peers for the amendment. Now is the time to move forward with the proposal to amend the decree of the House of Peers. If it succeeds, Japanese society will become freer and it will be a breakthrough to escape the dark days of the past. Japan, going from the island nation in the Far East to world's strongest superpower, has seen a fierce political dispute in regards to post-World War II political direction. It looks like a decision's finally been made. Prime Minister Kenkichi Yoshizawa, avid followers of liberalism, had endeavoured to make Japan a more democratic nation. Then we got a event from right to left. I'm not going to read it out, but here it is. For the consumers. Yeah, so we have this economy tab. So we got like living standards. Ours are level 4. We can get to level 6. We can give pretty nice debuffs, or you know, you can have level 1. So yeah, this is all our different standards. We are quite well all together, apart from the military. We are improving things, and we're making a radio tower now, the Tokyo Tower. So this is just, you know, we've got to make the blueprints. We've got to start the survey. Right, so we've got an election apparently, so I will have to go on to different states and, you know, provide election funds, and it's just button spam really. I will be doing the button spam, and I'll see you in a minute. Maneuver Ekijamaska. As the unrest in the Filipino capital subsides, the government starts operations in the countryside. The situation looks increasingly like a full-blown civil war. Yeah, we'll criticize them with strong words, a strongly written letter, eh? Strongly written letter to our local MP. Yeah, I need more monies. We have no monies, so I'm not sure what to do. I don't even know if I'm going to win this, to be fair. The end of the election, okay. Blue better win because Blue won in my other recording. Let's see. Oh, it's so laggy. Yeah, we won, I think. We can say Yokai's won. The Democratic Party under Ichiro Hatoyama, so we can start progressing through archery. And this is where I'm going to skip to the part of the, you know, my other video which didn't get corrupted. Yay, yippee! wholesome democratic path go. Boom. Prime Minister Hatoyama with his hat. United States. Today, the United States Presidential Administration, alongside the Department of Defense, officially ended the American Civil War. So there we go. Nakajima's hope. So we can choose him to reconcile the factions, or we need someone who understands the factions. Oh, I'm getting the guy who can do the rocket damage, alright. We're gonna have our intermediate range IRBM 1 soon. Oh, the declare war on Ukraine. I guess we gotta help them out. Come on, Ukraine, you can hold against the Nazis. Send them to Kiev. No. Actually, am I gonna arrive before them? I hope so. I think I will. It's gonna be close. Yes, we made it. Let's go. Damn, we really be holding that Kiev river line. The last stand of the Japanese at Kiev against the Germans. We try to at least defend Crimea. Break out of India Civil War. What the heck? What is this? Report for India. My army budget. Go for big reforms. Small. Alright, so we send volunteers to the Free Indian government. No, Ukraine signed white peace with the Germans. Incoming threat. Oh no. Khabarovsk has fallen. Union of Soviet Socialist Republic threat is closing in towards us step by step. Alright, so we can invite them in. Oh no, what with the Soviet Union? Oh goodness, okay. I call my allies in. Let's do it. Alright, I guess I'll be sending all my ICBMs to the Far East. Yeah, we're not ready for this. I mean, we've got a few medium tanks on the border, but there's really not that much there. Operation Ivy. No, no, just hold, just hold. They're really strong. What the heck? We sunk the Chinese Navy, not that that matters really. Oh yeah, that reminds me, we've got all these ICBMs. Let's use them in the push. They have an air force. If we have an air force, they cannot do much against us. That's why I'm going to build a crap ton of air force behind the lines. I even have like 800 defense a unit. Like, what the heck? Alright, I've got a plan. The plan is to stay behind the river line and pray. Because I don't know what else is going to work. Maybe this is salvageable. I hope it is. It better be. Kind of left the front for some reason. I don't know why. So here we are. It's not much. It's just like a single division. I don't even know if we'll get the encirclements, to be honest. We might get it. I hope we get it. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Just one division. I mean, the Chinese front's stable, but it's stagnant as heck. As long as it stays stagnant, I'm happy. So yeah, this is kind of what it boiled down to. So I need my air force to China, but the thing is, the Soviets could pull their air force onto me in wherever the hell I were in the Soviets. I was in the Ural regions in the Soviets, so the Soviets would just have an air force. I couldn't really push on the Soviet front too much either. I mean, I could push if I concentrated, but since they had red air, since I had red air, I couldn't really push them as easily and as confidently as I were a few years ago because the Chinese has decided to attack me. So here we are. All I could do was exploit the front line of the Soviets and the empty gaps and such. Eventually they went on to all-adult serve, so we started getting more divisions again. They ran out of manpower not too long ago, but now they have manpower, so I had to quickly finish them off while also trying to keep the Chinese at bay. Okay, there we go. Capitulated Russia. Holy cow. Yeah, I'll give it all to my Russian Empire. Oh, this is so dumb. That is a Russian Empire, alright. These can join the main army over here, because we desperately need them. Why did they call Rostov and Minerva? No, that's such a random state to call. Wait. Why is Jeff Bezos in Belarus? Well, I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh, the main landing at Italy, alright. Cool. Let's see how that's going. Not too well, it looks like. So, after like 200 days, my army eventually returned to east, and I could start pushing again, and I could use my air force. So, I just would start annihilating the enemies on the front line, and we'd start taking more places, and the more places we took, less industry, you know, they had to build weapons and stuff, and we just spread them thin, and then we just capitulate China. Scripted Peace Conference, Treaty of Nanjing. Right, so we have the Reform Government of China, Republican China. This is our faction. Collapse of China. UK's embargoed us. All them. Not good. I guess we'll just have to trade with our allies. Alright, so since the tension was so high, I could start justifying on the Philippines, so that is exactly what I did, and I launched my divisions onto the Philippines and started taking over, and my goal was to just puppet them and bring them back into the faction. We've got to act fast. We're just so slow. I need them to move faster. Here we go, our major war. So there we go, I guess that is the end of that peace conference, eh? That was... I mean, we got some pretty clean borders. All I'm not happy about is the Caucasus and how that turned out, but whatever. We didn't actually get that far there, to be honest, but we have Baku. We've liberated Ukraine, and we've liberated Belarus. Yeah, very big and strange faction map mode. Oh, my game's lagging. I think they're releasing a lot of nations. Oh, Europe is a hot mess. Actually, there's Otto von Habsburg leads Hungary. Notice to the whole family. Okay. I mean, this is very strange. Ukraine is a puppet of Russia, as well as Belarus. But Russia is in my faction. So they're not really my puppet, but... Yeah, so I guess the world is now like a multipolar order, since it's just one side and one side. Kind of similar to our world, to be honest, like with the faction lines. I just gotta say, only I could create something like this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why, what was the chances of this crap happening in this game? But yeah, I'm gonna give Vladimir his land back. There he goes. I'll just take the rest then, I guess. Oh, look at Vladimir wanting way more land than he already has. No, Vladimir, you can't have this. Let me have it, thank you. Reclaim what was lost. So I'm just going through this. It's like 1960. My focus tree lasts forever. We're still not done yet. But we are nearly done. I think we'll be done by like 1962. So yeah. I just hope I get to use my ICBMs. It's just going to take 830 days, and then we're going to justify on the British Empire, and then I can launch all my ICBMs. Hopefully they can reach. Because the mid-range ICBMs, they have quite a decent range on them, as you can see. That is a very good range for a medium ICBM. Now, what's a big ICBM going to be like? Has anyone actually been to Papua New Guinea? Like, is there anything to actually see in Papua New Guinea? That's the question. It's probably very nice beaches, I'd imagine. Make my ballistic missile. Look at that range. Oh, Chile's embargoed us. That's the final straw. That is the final straw. I've had it with them. I'm going to justify my war goal. It's going to take 125 days, though. Maybe we can justify faster. I hope. Nope. That sucks. 1 second, I've just got to replace all my rockets. I will be like a few minutes because I've got a lot of rocket sites. Oh, we can create a raid by a ballistic missile. Okay. Sure. I didn't know we could do this. We're gonna do an air raid on freaking Birmingham, and we're gonna do one on London as well. Oh, okay, the Russian Empire wants garrisons, I'll send them garrisons, alright. They should have asked for it ages ago, before we actually started the war, so we not got 100% resistance in our back lines. Well, here we are. Here we go, I guess. We're gonna be... President Kennedy just got inaugurated. We're starting a freaking war. I mean, ironically, timeline-wise, a new president in the US means instability, so we are going to take advantage of that instability. The ICBMs are going, and we're going to set it off also for here. How did that go? Okay then, I did not expect that. I thought we were going to get full-blown explosions. But here we go. World War III. Oh my goodness, it's so laggy. Oh no. I mean, we got to move fast before the US gets here. So I am going to try to cut off this corridor near the Baltics. So, this was our final desperate gambit to win. The Americans were pushing hard in the north near Germany, breaking through our small line of infantry. The French corridor held near the Maginot, and the Benelux was looking strong. We had to make a final offensive, and so we lined up our troops on the Benelux, and we started pushing. I suppose this is where our campaign and journey comes to an end. After this peace conference I tried staging, the game would basically crash. That's what I was trying to say. The game would basically crash, so I couldn't actually, show you guys like the proper peace conference. Hey, we're gonna end. We're gonna keep playing the game and stuff. So I just, yeah. So the Russian Empire would continue to have instability in the future. Here is my prediction on the Cold War scenario decades down the line. Rising tensions between Belarus and Ukraine, as well as many partisan movements which wouldn't die down for decades. The Russian Empire would have an absolute nightmare managing its territory. The Japanese Empire would be slowly on the decline, as its influence on the Russian Empire would wane. And the Americans and British would be completely devastated by the defeat in France, which would scar them for decades. So if you've enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. If you also have any suggestions, feel free to write them down in the comments or contact me on Discord. I'm always open. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.